Hello buddy, Crow here with another pickups video, and what a pickups video this is going to be. There's actually, well, one really major thing in this pickup video. I'm going to start out with that. And why delay things? If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you already know what this is. A couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, we got this, the PS4. Now, why did we get the PS4? Why did we get it at this time? I was going to get the PS4 eventually, and what I was waiting for was maybe a whole bunch of really good games, or maybe a price break from Sony. Now, obviously, neither of those things have happened. Well, the good games thing is debatable, but for me, it wasn't enough to justify the purchase. But here, let me explain what had happened. And I actually didn't tell the story on Facebook or Twitter, too, so everybody's waiting to hear the story can hear the story. I was downstairs doing something, I don't remember, and my wife was upstairs, and she comes downstairs and says, "Hey, is $319 a good price for a PS4? I'm like, "What do you mean is it a good price?" "Yeah, it's $80 cheaper than the normal price right now." I'm like, "Is this a new PS4 we're talking about?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's new." And but here's the thing: is it wasn't just the PS4 that was $319. It was a PS4 and this gold wireless stereo headset. Now I haven't used these. My wife is actually interested in these. They're wireless and they're noise canceling, and they'll work with, apparently, well, they should work with anything with a headphone jack, but it says it's compatible with PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. I guess in wireless mode, because it does have a wireless adapter. And I guess it's Bluetooth, because I guess you could hook it up through Bluetooth. Now, I'm guessing. Just a guess. I haven't really used these. We kind of opened it up and took a look at the headphones. They're nice headphones. But again, these are like $100 value. But again, I mean, $319 for... Actually, there's actually one more thing that came with it in this bundle, and that is Watch Dogs. Now, I'll get into Watch Dogs later. Yep, he's waiting. Anyway, so yeah, Kate, there was PS4, and then the headphones, and then Watch Dogs, which by my calculations is about $560 if you were to purchase it all separately. And my wife actually, I said, "Yeah, that's a great deal for all that." And she went and ordered it online. If you're wondering where she got it from, it was Overstock.com. Actually, they sent her an email. She wasn't even looking for it. They sent her an email saying that bundle was $319, and that's why she came and asked me about it. And then I said, "Yeah, it's a really good deal. You should go for it." And not only did she order it Sunday, but we got the whole thing Thursday, along with a couple other things she ordered. So yeah, now we got a PS4. Going back to the PS4 though, everybody really only focuses on the games, but where I see the vast improvement in the system is the interface itself. Main problem I had with the PS3 is that it was, and I don't know if it was like this when it was brand new, but the more stuff you add on it, the more slower and clunkier it becomes. And that may be true with the PS4 over time, but with PS3, I think it was just ridiculous, because you'd have that cross tab bar, and you'd go to the one you want to play a game, and then every single icon would have to load, and even though you could scroll through it, you wouldn't know what you'd be selecting. So if you had a subfolder of games that you've downloaded, you'd select that, and then all those icons would have to load. If you'd go to like your trophies, that would have to connect to the internet, and all that would have to load. There was just a whole lot of loading going on. Not to mention the fact that if there was a system update or a game that needed to be updated, you couldn't do anything until you updated. I guess with the games you might have been able to play the game without the update. But if you decided to update or download the update, you were stuck until that game was updated. I mean, and if it was the game, you wanted to play the game online, you were pretty much forced to wait and download the update. A lot of that stuff is fixed with the PS4. I'm pleasantly, I wouldn't say surprised, but I'm, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but relieved, I guess, that I could fly through the menus, select things, minimal waiting, updates download in the background, and you can update them whenever you want to. you know what? I actually wanted to grab the controller or whatnot, but I like the, you know, even though it's kind of superfluous if you have a computer, I like how you could go see and streams online automatically through your PS4, seeing what other PS4 games people are playing. I guess I can't remember the name of it. It's like Live or something like that, but it just connects us through Twitch or Ustream. I'm trying to think what else. I like, and then you could, of course, there's the share button on there. I've messed around with that. You could share directly to Facebook or save your saves on. I don't know. I have some of my. Well, that brings me to another point. While you're playing a game and something happened that you really thought was cool, you don't have to be capturing all the time. Just hit that share button and trim down what you just did, what you really like, and then I don't know if you have to post it or not. I haven't quite caught on to how to save it without actually posting it. I guess there's a way to do it. I just haven't really figured it out. But yeah, I was playing Watch Dogs, and it's like, oh, that was pretty cool, and I, you know, just hit the save button, and I did that. I also played another game that I'll get to that I bought, and you know, hit the share button and stream right from your PS4 with no extra hardware. I think that's a great thing. Now, you know, does the Xbox One have those kind of things? I really don't know. It doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that, I mean, how often are we going to use these features? I don't know. I really don't know. It is a great alternative for if you want to stream on Twitch. You could just, you know, stream right from the PS4, no extra hardware. I think that's great. Xbox One probably has those kind of features, but, you know, honestly, I'm not really interested in the Xbox One. And we'll leave it at that. But yeah, now, okay, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I don't know, I just like the menus a little bit more. I would say that maybe they could update the Vita to have the same kind of interface as the PS4. Because kind of the whole bubble interface with the Vita really does kind of suck. If they could get rid of that whole bubble interface and kind of replace it with something more akin to what's on the PS4 right now, that'd be pretty awesome. I wouldn't rule that out because, as we know, with Microsoft and the Xbox 360, they changed that interface plenty of times. Now, the headphones, again, I haven't really used those a whole lot. But let's talk about Watch Dogs. This was one of the games that I was pretty interested in. And the fact that it came with the bundle, I guess the bundle came with an option of either this game or Lego, the movie, the game, or something like that. Well, it's a no-brainer in that decision. Before I continue, I just want to say that that bundle on Overstock.com was changed. The price of it changed not more than a day after my wife got the email. Because somebody was asking about, hey, that's a great price, and they went to the website and the bundle price was up to like $520 or something. So was this a mistake on Overstock.com's website, or was just like a flash sale or something? I have no idea. I'm almost inclined to believe that was a mistake, because that's like $250 off the price of that bundle for what she got it for. Actually, maybe $200 if you look at the bundle price now. And when I say now, I mean like last week, because I haven't looked at it again since. Actually, I've never looked at it. Just taking my wife's word for it. But let's get back to Watch Dogs. Yeah, I've been playing this. This has been the game I've been playing since I've hooked up the PS4. You are I'm pretty sure you all know. Actually, I considered this to be like one of the most overhyped games, which is one of the reasons I really wasn't that interested in it to begin with. But I was kind of interested in it when I saw some gameplay footage of it. So yeah, you run around Chicago. It's kind of part Grand Theft Auto, quite part sneaking around, doing stuff, and part Split Second, and I'll get to that in a second. If you don't know what Split Second is, it's a racing game where you can trigger events to happen. But yeah, some of this game is kind of unrealistic, but you can you want to run around. I guess the whole city of Chicago has integrated everything to be run on one computer system, and you've got a phone that can hack into all that stuff and control everything, which leads me to a bunch of questions, like how did the city of Chicago actually afford all of this? Because there's things that really don't make sense to have hooked up to that. Like they would have had to install a whole bunch of stuff, not only the system, but throughout the city, like all the cameras and everything. I mean, those cameras may be there now, but like the road blockers, those certainly are not. But yeah, you run around, you hack towers, you're ultimately you're trying to get revenge on the people that killed your family or something. I didn't quite catch that. I think your daughter or something like that. But most of the game I spend running around, and then you can listen into people's phone calls, detect where crimes are happening, go to those crime scenes and thwart the criminals. That's pretty funny to do. But the fact that he can control so much on his cell phone that never dies is kind of quite unrealistic. But again, video games wouldn't be that much fun if they were entirely realistic in most cases. So yeah, I've been just running around like a madman doing things. I mean, I swear I was up. I wanted to go to sleep early the one night, and for some reason I popped on Watch Dogs at like 10 o'clock at night. I gotta wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But so I pop on Watch Dogs at 6 o'clock at night, and all I did was cause traffic accidents for 3 hours, trying to see how many cars I could get to blow up. Yes, hello. It was pretty fun, and he enjoyed it too. And then I was up, yeah, till 1 a.m. Oh, crap, I needed to go to sleep. Only got 5 hours of sleep and was tired the rest of the day. But was it worth it? Yeah, because the next day I did pretty much the same thing. Jump on an L train, right around the L train. Oops, just knocked something on the ground, and I'll have to pause the video to pick that up. So yeah, in short, I've just been wasting my time with this game. I've only progressed the story a little bit, and and one time it was on accident. There's also tons of mini games in here. Play poker, play puzzle games. There's actually 4 alternate universe games, I guess, to play in there. Very weird. I could go into this game forever, but I'm going to stop right there. Crazy game. I'm sure you guys all know about it, but I kind of wasn't watching real footage of it. And what footage I did see was kind of on accident, but it kind of did pique my curiosity. Before I continue any further, there are a couple other games that I was looking to get for this, maybe, that I didn't pick up. One of them was Injustice Gods Among Us, I think it was, and it was only $30 at this point, but I still haven't picked it up just because I think it'll go down lower in price, and you know, I got tons of other games to play, so I might as well just wait for it to go down lower in price. And even if I did pick it up now, probably wouldn't be playing it a whole lot now anyway. The other one was Trials Fusion, and the reason I was going to pick it up is because I thought it was a $20 game. But it was a $40 game, and I really can't see paying $40 for that game. So I'll probably pick that up when it goes on sale. Also, there's here's another thing I found out was I never bought Grand Theft Auto 5 just because on the possibility that it would be released for like the PS4, and I had a PS4, and sure enough, when I looked it up, yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be released on the PS4 in October, I think it is, around October, maybe later, I don't really remember, but I'll pick that up too when that comes out, because that does look like fun too. But what else did I pick up? I did pick up this. This is going to come no surprise to you if you're familiar with my channel at all. Pinball Arcade on the PS4. Now, I did pick this up because it is, as of now, the only retail release of the Pinball Arcade. Picked it up. It was $40, which is significantly more if I would have just downloaded all the tables that come in this. But to have a retail copy of this makes me happy. So this comes with the first season tables, which are like 22 tables, and this is actually the best looking version of this game I've seen. Not only are the graphics great, but you can control the lighting effects. You can play in a dark room, you can play in a medium lit room, or a totally bright room. And I actually like playing in the dark room. It makes a really cool lighting effects. And for some reason, this version of the game, I find I'm doing better in it than I was in the PS3 version. Like the first game of Funhouse I played, I wound up racking up a score of like 78 million, which was a good 20 million above my previous higher score. And I don't know if it's just because I've been getting better at the game and I just haven't played that title in a while, or if it's because this was actually easier to play for some reason. You know, I thought that again, this game isn't even out on the Xbox One yet. It will be, so I assume it's going to be the same on that. The PC version, I was actually quite surprised because I played a demo of that, or at least the one table they give you for free, and it's pretty much the same as this, except you don't have the lighting options, and I'm sure that's something they could add in the future. But I was quite surprised to see that it didn't have the lighting options. So so all future, except for there's still 4 more Crow plays with a Pinball Arcade, and they're the last Season 2 tables, and they're sitting out there. I'm waiting to post them. But yeah, those Season 2 tables will be PS3, and then from Season 3 on will be from the PS4. And I'm actually going to wait till all the Season 3 tables come out on the PS4 before I buy them. That way I could buy them in one big lot and wind up paying less money. Then we can start doing Crow plays on Pinball Arcade with this. Strangely enough, Season 2 tables are not available for this yet. They will be. So I'll buy that bundle. I'm kind of surprised I have to buy the bundle separately. But I do get a discount since I do have it on the PS3. There is a discount for that. So there's that. So yeah, that's really all I had to say about Pinball Arcade. One more PS4 game, and this is one my wife was actually interested in, and that is Murdered Soul Suspect. Now, she wanted to get this game because she thought it was only available on the PS4. But then we got the PS4 and we were in stores, and we were in Walmart, and she saw, hey, you know, it's on the 360, it's on this, it's on that. Now, the 360 is kind of her platform of choice at the moment, just because we have them throughout the house. She can play it anywhere she wants. Whereas if she got on the PS4, she'd be relegated to down here in the basement. But I showed her comparison differences in graphics, and she really thought the PS4 version looked a whole lot better, so that's why we went with this. This game, you are a detective who is killed, and you're basically a ghost trying to solve your own murder so you can pass on through the afterlife. Kind of an interesting, I mean, it's a story we've kind of heard before, but not really in video game format. And I wasn't going to play this, but my wife has, you know, some issue with her carpal tunnel, and she couldn't really, she doesn't want to play video games until that's taken care of, and it will be taken care of one way or another without going into too much. But I played it a little bit today. I actually played it 45 minutes, which is more than a little bit. And it's actually pretty interesting. You can possess people, try to jog some of their memories about things that you have clues about. There's these death guys that are out there that you need to avoid or disable. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff. In your ghost, you can just pass through walls and whatnot. Well, most walls. I won't get into why you can't pass through everything. But actually, it's because the townspeople, I guess it's Massachusetts, and they had a lot of the stuff sealed in the past, and you just can't walk through them. That's how they... Otherwise, you could just walk through everything and solve everything, I guess. I don't know. It's got to be somewhat of a game, doesn't it? Anyway, that's Murdered Soul Suspect. It is. I think this game is dropping in price rapidly. I actually got it for $40 at Best Buy, where it's normally $60 everywhere else. But just recently, my wife was at Toys R Us, and she saw it there for like $35. So it seems like the price of this game is dropping rapidly, but I guess it didn't get reviewed that great, but from what I've played, it seems pretty interesting. It's not like an action run and gunner, it's more of an investigative, it's like a twist on the investigative type of game, where you're a ghost trying to solve your own murder. So, yeah, it's actually not too bad. So those were the three PS4 games that we've gotten so far. Let me pause while I can get myself a drink. Alright, a little bit before that, maybe before we got the PS4, maybe a week before we got the PS4, we were at Toys R Us. Actually, it was the weekend before, I think. And we came across this, and it was discounted heavily. It's Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure for the 3DS. Now, the price sticker on here says $59.99, but it was, in fact, 90% off. And we've kind of been interested in the Skylanders. We didn't really want to plunge down 60 bucks just to play the game. But yep, 90% off wound up being around $9, I think. Maybe it wasn't exactly 90% off. I don't remember. I just remember that this ultimately was $9, and then there was extra taken off on top of that because of coupons my wife had. So this, and my air conditioning came on, so I apologize if it's a little bit noisy in the background right now because my camera's right by the air conditioner and I don't feel like turning it off. So yeah, so this came with this one came with 3 Skylanders. It came with the Dark Spyro, it came with the Knight, or whatever his name was, and then I guess there's this Dark Elf person, whatever. So, plugged it in there, oh, and it also comes with, the reason I picked those up first is because they were sitting on the Portal. So it comes with the Portal, which is actually interfaces through the 3DS wirelessly, through this infrared sensor, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I played just a little bit of it. I wasn't going to play any of it, but I kind of decided at the last minute to capture some footage. So yeah, it just plays like a simple run, beat 'em up, but you can buy your own characters. I do like the concept of buying your own characters and having a statue of them that represents your character in-game. That's the thing that appealed to me. Now we actually had a Skylander already, and it was Whirlwind, and my wife actually won that out of some kind of game machine at the movie theater. So we've had that forever, but now we have characters that go along with that. So yeah, here's the box for that. So yeah, you run through it, you beat, and then you level up, and then I guess the data actually gets transmitted back into the statue. I guess I don't remember exactly how it works. But yeah, it's the first time I've actually ever played it. It was really, not that interested in paying that much money for it, and I'll probably never pay full price for any of the characters. But I might want to get like Skylanders on the PS4 now, I guess, so I can play that on the big screen too, as well as portable. So that's pretty interesting. But that's not all. Not only did they have that one, but they had this Skylanders Giants. And this marked $49.99, and it was also, I think, 90% off. It wound up being like $6 or something, $6.50. I don't really remember. But this came with, it didn't come with the Portal, so you needed the Portal anyway, so it's a good thing we found that. But it came with this big giant character. So it's pretty much the same game, except you've got giants in it, and I guess you can swap back and forth between 2 characters. You can do that in the first game too. So it works with all the other ones. So not only that, but while I leave footage running of that game, my wife actually did pick up some extra Skylanders, and these were at $5 or below, and I guess they were $5 each. So she got Double Trouble, and these are still in the box because I literally just cracked open these other boxes earlier. Hex, which is the one she liked because she likes it. She's this witch, I guess, that has a skull. So she was really interested in that one. Here's one I really like. It's called Drobot, and it's a robot dragon. I really like the concept of the Skylanders, like I've said before, and that's why I'm kind of happy that Nintendo's doing something similar with their characters that they announced at E3 with the Amiibos. So probably get fully into that. But Skylanders, this is actually pretty interesting, and I like the way it kind of stores your characters that you're using in your system. So because 3DS is a portable system, so you don't have to take this portal power everywhere you go. So that's pretty cool. So we got that. Moving on, let's do some more games. I was actually at Goodwill during one of my lunch breaks. And I kind of stopped in there on a whim. I didn't really, I always go in there and I never find anything. It's kind of why I don't go to Goodwill as much as I used to. But I figured I had some extra time on my lunch break and I'd run in there and not see anything and run out. And I was wrong. Because I did see some things I was kind of interested in. So I figured I'd buy everything I was slightly interested in. First thing I got was this Game Boy Color game. It's Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. It was $4.99, and I just picked it up because it was, it seemed kind of like a weird game, and I knew it was a clone of another game, and I was right. This is also like Tetris Attack on the Super Nintendo, which is actually not at all anything like Tetris, except that you're lining 4 things up in a row. So yeah, it's pretty much the same game. I think this game has been out there under different names as well. But this has just got the Pokemon coat of paint over it. So it was kind of interesting to have that as a title, I guess. And then there was another Game Boy Color game. I had to pick this up. It's Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3. Again, it was a game that was featured in one of the Angry Video Game episodes. So this was, the stickers on this, but it was cheaper. It was like $2.99 or something like that. For $3, I figure I might as well pick it up. Kind of like a weird game, I guess, where you just run around and collect keys That's all it is. And then you progress to the next level. You avoid your enemies, which are all Daffy Duck for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. What's interesting is that with those games, though, they used to be... they're popular in Japan, I think. And they all, I think, had the Disney license. But when they wanted to bring the games out here, they didn't have the Disney license. So they licensed some other characters and just replaced the Disney characters with, you know, these Looney Tune characters, I guess. And that's why these crazy castle games in the U.S. don't necessarily all have Bugs Bunny. They might have, like, Woody Woodpecker or something, because they just kept changing the license. Now, is it all Disney in Japan? I really don't know. That's what I'm assuming. I never looked it up. Don't take my word for it. Anyway, looking in the CD case at Goodwill, I found this. So I had to get this. This was a Road Rash Jailbreak, which I heard is kind of actually, I think this is the last Road Rash game they've ever made so far. Yeah, Electronic Arts. I didn't know exactly who released this, but yeah, it was Electronic Arts. I think there was a Road Rash 3D before that, which was absolutely horrible. But I played this, and it's pretty fun. 3D graphics. I still like the PlayStation one. I guess the one that's on the 3DO as well. Never really got into the Genesis ones. I think I might have one. I might have to play that. Might be too hard to go back that far and play it, seeing as I haven't played it in the first place. But again, yeah, pretty fun game. You're just driving along. The graphics aren't too bad. They kind of brought back some of that 3DO PS1 Saturn vibe with the way the characters are all distorted and whatnot. Now, I haven't played Road Rash 3D. I don't know if it actually has the same visual style, but yeah, this kind of does remind me of the other Road Rash with the video clips and whatnot. So yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is the last Road Rash game they ever made. Also picked this up, Atari Anniversary Redux, however you want to say that word, $2.99. Now, I thought that this was going to be a maybe collection of Atari games, like arcade Atari games, which it is. There's 12 of them in there, but I thought it would have, you know, with the Redux on there, I thought it would have like updated graphics versions of them, but that's not the case. Anyway, I did play a couple games on here. They're not bad. I mean, there's Battlezone. I played some Centipede, Asteroids Deluxe. Oh, they're on here. Gravatar, Black Widow, Pong is on there. Super Breakout. Not too bad. It was cheap. Like I said, $2.99. So I picked that up. Let's go with this one next. We got PlayStation 2 game ATV 2, Quad Power Racing 2. Now, I didn't know anything about this, but I saw it. It was $1.99. It was complete. Had the manual and everything, so I decided to pick it up. And actually, not bad. It's fun to race, but it's also got a little bit of that Road Rash in there too, where you try to kick other people off as they're driving by. So that's pretty fun, and the physics in the game it feels pretty good. So yeah, glad I picked that up. I'll have to get all these stickers off there because it was at GameStop at one point. And then we have Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix 2 on the Xbox. Now you may be wondering why I picked this up. Well, 1, it was only $1.99. 2, it was complete. And 3, I had Ultra Mix 1 and 4 on the Xbox. And I didn't have 2, so I just picked it up kind of to fill in a gap. And yeah, I played it a little bit. What I was kind of surprised, it had a lot of music from the Beatmania games in here, so that's kind of interesting. Sometimes it's fun, and I would never play. I used to be good at the dance pad, but I can't see myself ever getting a dance pad again. But you can still play this with the controller, and that's kind of how I play DDR games. I just hit the buttons on the controller. It still can be challenging at times, just depending on the song. So I always play on, even when I used to dance on the dance pad, I used to play on the most difficult level. But yeah, so there's Ultra Mix 2. But then finally at Goodwill, they had Ultra Mix 3. So that kind of was my other incentive for picking up 2, was because I had 1 and 4, and then they had 2 and 3. So I just kind of wanted to fill in those gaps. I think 4 might be the last one out. I really don't know. I think those are all the ones on the Xbox. So picked this up. I was kind of surprised to see some of the music on there, especially Whip It by Devo. Really wasn't expecting to see that in a Dance Dance Revolution game. And then they had the virtual reality one that was in the US Beatmania game. And then there was something else. What the hell was it? Istanbul, not Constantinople by They Might Be Giants. It's because I was kind of surprised to see that in there. And, yeah. But, so I was like, you know, there's other music in there. So those were the three that popped out at me. I played those just to capture footage for it. So that is almost everything. My wife actually picked these up. She really likes the new color schemes of the Wii remotes. So last time I did a pickups video, I saw the peach. Well, since then she had like a coupon for Toys R Us and picked up the Mario one. So we got the Mario one, and I don't think I have some footage here. So you're only gonna see it here. Here's the Mario one, and then there's she ordered this one in the mail using another coupon, so she got the Luigi one. So right now she has all three of them that are out: the Peach, the Mario, the Luigi. And the next one they are releasing is Yoshi, so she will be picking that up, I believe, when that comes out. That's everything except for one thing. This is, I guess it could be gaming related, but I did decide to pick up my a new video card for myself. So I got the EVGA GTX 750 Ti. It actually replaces my GeForce 220. And one of the reasons why I replaced it is because when the Pinball Arcade got out on Steam, I wanted to play it to see how it was, and the game ran like absolute crap. And and it's because my video card is like 5-6 years old. And what happened was when I updated my computer last time, I got a new motherboard, RAM, CPU, but I had this 220 at the time. I upgraded it, and in my previous computer it wouldn't work. So when I upgraded it, I used that video card. I got really cheap, so I popped it in there, and everything was you know, good, because I don't really play games that much on my PC. But the fact that that happened, and it got such a bad you know, like refresh rate and everything in the game, even on lower settings, I was like, maybe it's time to get a new video card. But I didn't know what one to get, so, and you know, I don't do research into PC components or anything. As long as it works, it's pretty much good for me at the time. But somebody had mentioned the GTX 750 Ti, and that it was a cheap, good card at the time, right now. And I looked it up. Yeah, the cards are run around $150, and I figured, you know what, that somebody owed me $200. So when I got that money, I was like, okay, well, I'll go buy that video card now. So I did it, I put it in there, played the Pinball Arcade again. It runs super smooth, although I still prefer it on the PS4. But, you know, it'll just boost my system performance overall. Even with non-gaming stuff, even just a little with non-gaming stuff. But at least I'm prepared now if there is something on the PC that I want to play. So, that is everything. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you all next time. Bye.